Good evening. We're starting our public hearing. This public hearing is being conducted on the following article, which will be the subject of the referendum vote on April 28th, 2026. This notice of public hearing was posted in all three town offices, as well as the electronic signs and the RSU73 website. The article that we'll be discussing tonight is Article 2. Do you favor authorizing the school board to issue bonds or notes in the name of Regional School Unit 73 for minor capital projects in the amount not to exceed $880,230 to purchase and install a new boiler for the Spruce Mountain Primary School? We're going to have Wayne come up and just quickly run through what we've done and what the costs are, etc.
Good evening. What we've done is we met with the Buildings and Grounds Committee. We discussed that the right thing to do would be to replace our boilers. We've had our boilers now that we have are one's from 2007 and the other one is from 2008. A few years back, I think 2 years back now, almost 3, we replaced 2 sections of boiler. We had Siemens do our engineering, of course. We met with them and with Dead River. We were able to meet, talk about burying the tanks to save us some money. That would save us, instead of having them above ground with 2 vaporizers for $61,875, we can bury them for $13,100, and that would be a total savings of $48,775. Also, with going with propane over oil, there'd be a cost savings for the propane for roughly $20,000 a year instead of going with oil. So that's... I don't know if you guys have any questions. I know we've gone through quite a bit of the whole thing will be 4 new boilers, rack system, 3 will be leads, 1 will be for just in case, 2 circulating pumps, hot water holding tank, and demo of the chimney, and they'll also do all new repiping. So it's pretty...
Does anybody have any questions for Wayne?
I was on the Building and Grounds Committee, and we met with Siemens, and this is definitely not a want, it's a need.
Yes.
We went and toured the old system, and some of the challenges are the size of the room, which is why they had to go with the system they did. And we did agree to the underground tanks to save some serious money, and I think that's a really good idea.
That's the 48,
But
almost
this is
49,000.
definitely a need, because they explained to us what would happen if we lost one of those boilers, and it would be very,
So I do have the
expensive.
figures for that as well, because obviously in 2023, when we lost the 2 sections, I was part of that ongoing survey. A temporary boiler for 5 months in 2023 is a cost of $150,000. That's hooking it up as well. It's pretty invasive. They would have to drill a hole in the side of our building, add the piping into the side of our building, and run kerosene. Cold days, we burn roughly 100 gallons a day. So in that factor, with kerosene prices at $5.80, we're talking $580 a day or $87,000 in 5 months. So, plus if we don't have boilers, we don't have children in our buildings. And that's costly to find them a place to be, so, to house anybody, so.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne, so much for your detailed, excellent description of what's going on. And just kind of piggybacking on what Tanya said, this really is not a want, it's a need. And from what I understand is back a couple years ago when they had to replace those sections, it was kind of hard to find those sections.
Yes, it was. We had met with Siemens at that point, and they was telling us at that point it was going to be, that's why we looked at temporary boilers, it was going to be 5 months out.
That's what I'm trying to get at, is
Right.
there's no putting a Band-Aid on this. We've already been putting a Band-Aid on this.
And, you know, I have a list here of what, just this winter season that we've put into this system. On Saturday, February 8th, our number 2 lead boiler went, that's our lead boiler. I don't know, you know, in history, we've talked about the building and grounds, and I believe we touched on it a little bit here, is there's 2 boilers in the boiler room. There's a lead boiler, which is a little bit larger, and then there's a secondary boiler, which is smaller. So if the lead boiler goes out, but the second boiler will stay running, it's not enough to heat the building. It'll keep it warm enough for the building not to freeze, but not for the students to be in the building. So on that night, the lead boiler went down because the transformer burnt out. So we went over at 10 o'clock, met with, then finally Siemens came in around midnight. We took the transformer off the small boiler to put onto the lead boiler so we could keep going. And then, yes, we didn't get that new transformer for the second boiler until Wednesday. And then we had the worst case scenario. We had the pump that pumps the oil to the boilers. That went in the middle of the night. Luckily, it was a warmer night, so when we went in, we got a call that the boilers are down, went in, found that the fuel pump's gone. So luckily, we could service that within 2 hours, got the boilers back up and running again. So it's an ongoing cycle. They're at the point where, yes, it's going to be detrimental that we won't be able to bring kids in those days. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
That is the end of our hearing on the boiler.
Please stand for the pledge. Laura, you all set with attendance? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the school board minutes from March 12th, 2026. Any additions, subtractions? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Two abstentions.
Jody.
And Jody, yeah. Okay, the Spruce Mountain Robotics team.
Good evening. Sorry. Better? Thank you. I came last year about this time with the same request to be able to attend some out-of-state competitions, and it's a good time to kind of let the board know about all the things the Blue Crew's been up to over the past year. I left some papers at your seats there. There's a list of pretty much everything the team's done in the last year, but just a couple highlights. We've continued outreach efforts all over Western Maine. We hosted the Maine Lego League Championships here at Spruce Mountain High School back in February. We actually we entered the safety animation competition that FIRST does, and Max Willett, who's a Spruce Mountain alumnus who went to the Maine School of Art and Design, actually came in and worked with the kids and brought in all of his equipment and taught the kids how to do hand-drawn animation, which was really cool. We entered that in that competition. And at the Pine Tree event, we won the Sustainability Award a couple weeks ago and finished 6th after qualifying with the robot. So the team's been doing really, really well. We also started for the first time a unified program in RSU73. Unified sports are for kids that have special needs, working with general education students together. They have unified basketball, bocce. I actually went to a unified conference on Tuesday with Chris Duca and Sean Jaguar, 2 of our special ed teachers, and we're trying to look at how do we make these programs work. They have grant money available. We're going to be looking to write a grant next fall and see if we can expand those things. And the group from Spruce Mountain was, special needs kids working with our robotics kids. They won the Outstanding Team Award at the competition. So for a first-year team, they really understood how that program is supposed to work. And then finally, the team did all of these things under some difficult circumstances. Last spring, we learned that they were reorganizing foster tech, and we didn't have a space. And that was kind of an existential threat. But we've actually turned it into an opportunity. We're now over at UMF, and we're trying to develop collaborations with the university over there, offering things for education majors and science majors, computer programming people, and we're trying to make those connections. And we've just really started on that journey. So that's kind of an update on the team, and I will let Mason make the request.
So the robotics team is requesting permission to attend the UVM district event at the University of Vermont, April 2nd through the 4th, 2026, and then pending qualification, the New England District Championships, April 15th through the 18th, 2026 at the NE Springfield, Mass. Fairgrounds over there.
So I will accept a motion regarding the out-of-state of robotics. Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
No public comments. Okay. Mason?
I have nothing today. I've got nothing.
You've got nothing. Okay. Other board comments?
I know Chris Target's not here tonight, but the production that they put on for Shrek was amazing. It was very funny, very well done, and all the actors and actresses did an amazing job.
I second that. Phoebe?
Stealing my thunder there, Holly. No, the Shrek production was absolutely wonderful. I brought some children to it, my niece, nephew, my son, of course, and my nephew, who's fairly young. He was absolutely convinced that Princess Fiona turned into an ogre. He was absolutely convinced of it. And then after, when we went to greet them, he was like, "They're not the same person?" He was so floored. It was adorable. So they did a wonderful job with that. I also want to give a huge shout out to our Blue Crew for all of the things that they have accomplished. Now, we already have a list right in front of us of everything that they've done, and we know about the awards, and it's absolutely phenomenal what our school can do and what our teams do outside of it. It's absolutely fantastic what these STEM programs and the importance of science is absolutely fantastic. And I think they deserve a round of applause for everything they've done.
Other board comments? No? Okay, Scott.
Good evening. I attended the Foster Tech Board meeting with Board Member Andrew Sylvester. Mr. Sylvester voted to approve the Foster Tech budget for next year. The Foster Tech budget is up 7%, but remember, we do not pay a dime towards the Foster Tech budget. So that works out great for us. It's great programming up there. Also attended breakfast with Crystal and the town managers from Livermore Falls and Jay, where we shared our proposed budget numbers. Attended a policy meeting where we agreed to bring 2 policies forward for first readings tonight. Also, they attended the workshop day rendezvous at UMF last Friday with our staff. There were over 1,800 educators participating on that day. It was fantastic. Met with Chris Bodwin and Crystal Flagg about the extension of the EASE grant, which deals with mental health. The federal government had shut it off, and now money is starting to drip back in, because it's supposed to go a whole other year past this year till December 31st. It was originally supposed to go to December 31st of 2027, and that still could happen because, like I said, the money's starting to drip back in to continue that grant, so hopefully that will go forward. And even though this isn't a surprise to this gentleman here, I want to point out that the Foster Tech CTE Student of the Year, Mason Labonte, Mason is an incredible student, an individual who works hard to accomplish his goals. He is responsible, professional, and mature beyond his years. Mason is involved in school activities in his community. He participates in drama, student council, is a member of the Spruce Mountain School Board, the robotics team, FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, and a Lego League mentor. In the business academy that he takes, he has become a Microsoft specialist certified in Microsoft Word, and will be working towards certification in Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Excel for the remainder of the school year. Mason is currently serving as president of our Future Business Leaders of America chapter and also president of the state of Maine FBLA. He oversees all state chapters by managing state-level interactions with local chapters, planning FBLA events, and leading the state officer board during monthly meetings. So proud of you, Mason. Incredible job. Foster Tech Student of the Year. Great job.
Congratulations, Mason. Any questions for Scott?
I was just wondering, I know you said you had breakfast with the town managers from Jay and Livermore Falls. What happened? What's up with Livermore?
She couldn't make it that day.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
but normally she's there.
Normally, we're all there together, but she wasn't able to make it.
Okay, just making sure.
Put that on the TV. Where is it?
Any other questions for Scott? Okay, Darcy.
Turn it on. There we go. All right. Mason, what do you do in your spare time? My goodness. Wow. What a great accomplishment. Great job. Happy spring, everybody. Current enrollment at the primary school is 320 students. Pre-K is 51. Kindergarten is 104. First grade is 82. Second grade is 83. For some academic progress, I know I said I was going to share out about some NWEA scores. I think I shared out about math, but we hadn't completed our reading assessment yet the last time so I'm just going to kind of go over both. For as a whole, in reading, as a whole school, we're in the 54th percentile, and then in math, 55. But our kindergarten group's pretty solid this year. They're doing great. Kindergarten was in the 68th percentile for reading and 62nd for math. So we get some solid kids coming up through. I just want to share some information too. Really great reading is our phonics program. And Mrs. Bolduck, our literacy coach interventionist, shared some information because I get information from, I'm on the ELA committee, so I hear things happening at the primary school and how it filters into the elementary school and see the growth that they're making. So I just want to share with you that since adopting this program in 7 years, the grade levels have been using this program to teach phonics over and over, and it really speaks to how when you implement a new program, doing it with fidelity, you're going to see that growth. Once the teachers become comfortable with it, they know it, and can implement it in an effective, engaging manner, the students are going to thrive. And for the first time, 4th grade will not need this program next year. all students have made grade level growth, which means they don't have to purchase it for fourth grade, saves us a little bit of money. And in third grade, we only have one child that's emerging. So again, they're going to be able to focus on content that is at grade level. And they have yet to do that because of how the levels that they've come in on. So this program is amazing. I know when we adopted the ELA curriculum, they said, do not get rid of really great reading. So we definitely did not do that, and they love that. So huge success there. This year we also shifted title to, be more in line with the definition, closing the gap, right? Getting those kids that might just be below grade level up to grade level, so they're making those gains and successes. And so far, we have doubled the number of students that are at grade level compared to last year. Last year, they were working with students that were well below, meaning those students were in title all year long. And now they have kids coming and going, constantly rotating through and making that growth. So it's shown a huge improvement with those students. Mrs. Boldick did want me to say that she's reporting out next board meeting on our ELA program. So if you have any questions, just send an email to me so that we can get those ahead of time, and she can have those answers there at the next meeting if you want. So,
Questions for Darcy? Elaine?
I just have a comment. I can't tell, I'm on represent the board on the English Language Arts Committee, and when Ms. Balder brought that news, there was like a cheer all around. We hear a lot of things from the public that don't understand what we do and how hard our teachers work to get the job done. This is one of those times where we need to have front page. This is big, that no kids in grade 4 next year need any phonics, that the rest of our kids are they're not below the standard. This is fantastic. We're doing a great job, and our teachers are doing a great job with that. And as I listen to them talk about the new English language arts curriculum that we've put in, they've made great progress at the first year. No, they're not going to get it all done in the first year. Next year, they're going to finish up. They have X number of units to do. There's a lot of work for them to do on the side with those units. But what a great job they've done. And the kids are loving the hands-on books. It's really going well. And I just want people out there to know these kids are improving. This is when we can do this at this level. No, it's not a standardized test. This is how they're functioning. And that's what's more important. And I'm so proud of our staff and our kids for working hard.
yeah,
Kudos.
yes,
Kudos.
very good.
Other questions for Darcy? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chris?
All right. I want to start off by sharing some really great news about our really great reading program. Oh, wait. Apparently I won't be sharing that, but I was very involved in it. I paid for the curriculum, and then I got out of the way so they could do their thing and allowed them to. But it is, like Elaine said, it's very significant, because if you talk to any reading specialists, literacy experts, they say that your school is on level if the kids do not need phonics by the time they get to fourth grade. Third grade should be the last year they have to have phonics instruction. And so it's just a huge step for us to be actually in that boat where nobody beyond third grade is going to need phonics. So we're definitely keeping the program. Some other great PD news. Last Friday, we had a great day at UMF. There was actually 14 districts there from around this area, about 2,000 educators, some great sessions that people got to go to. And we actually had several presenters from our district, including Tanya Peralt, who's a kindergarten teacher. She did some experiential learning bringing some activity into the classroom. Amy Ryder, our district librarian, talked about some best new reads for the elementary levels. Michelle Hall, high school math teacher, believe it or not, interactive learning in math at the high school level. So even at the high school level, kids need to have some interaction with math and things like that instead of just learning it from a book. And then Rob Taylor, who's just here, Rob Taylor and Ken Baker, high school science teachers, did some teaching forestry, aquatics, wildlife, and soils presentations. So we were well represented there from our educators also sharing their knowledge with other districts. And I'll have some really good news about our math skills that are improving, but I wasn't able to I want to make sure I have the actual details. But we're, with the STAR math and the Freckle math we're using, we're showing really good growth at the elementary school in math skills. But I just need to get from Nathan Harnden, who's really helping out with that program there, some exact information on the growth they've made, and I'll be sharing that next time.
Questions for Chris? Elaine?
I know in the past, like ages ago in the dark ages, we did a county-wide professional development day at UMF, and I know when you get educators together from all over the place, we learn more from one another than we ever do from, well, not always, but speakers and whatever, professionals that come in. We learn so much from one another. Having that many speakers from RSU73 staff is outstanding.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do this maybe every 5 years instead of every 15 or something like that. It's a wonderful way to show and share what we're doing. I'd also like to know, compared to the schools around us, how many can say the same thing about their phonics kids? Are they at that same level?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw our staff right out there and say that they've got it over all the rest.
Yeah, and pretty much all the sessions are done by other faculty in the districts that are attending, and they just learn from each other, and there's a lot of great knowledge and very knowledgeable staff that share, and then they're talking, the WMEC is talking about doing it every maybe 3 years.
Other questions for Chris? Thank you.
Thanks.
Wayne?
Hello again. I didn't know if you was tired of hearing from me. I'll keep it short. Okay. We're starting into spring sports, of course, so with our new bleachers out there, we had to set up the batting cage differently. So we got that all set up for sports. Field prep's coming up. We thought we was going to be a little earlier on the fields with no snow, but we were wrong again for the 8 inches that came in, which is, it's March. So, but I've been talking with sports fields, getting that ready to go. Right now, we still have one open position here at the high school nights. I haven't got any applications yet for that. I'm hoping that we'll find somebody soon. We've got some great staff members that have stepped up to help out with that. Of course, I'm just hoping that they don't get burnt out from it. April vacation trainings for staff. I've been approached by a couple of our vendors. They come in to do free training. They do restroom training, floor care training, anything that we can think of. So I'm setting up some trainings for them. And just soon, they have a lot of vacations coming up for the staff members. So there'll be a lot of fill-ins that I'm going to have to look for in that sense. So that's about all I have.
Questions for Wayne?
Thank you all.
Thank you. Robin?
Good evening. Happy spring. I wanted to provide an update on student enrollment. At the January 22nd board meeting, I reported that in adult ed we had 153 actively enrolled adult learners in academic programming. As of today, we have 176 actively enrolled students in academic programming. It's an increase of 23 students over the last 2 months. That doesn't include our workforce training students. It doesn't include our digital literacy students. So we have 18 students currently enrolled in workforce training programs, but you'll see another increase in that. We have CNA and phlebotomy starting next month. I did not pull the numbers for digital literacy, but I did speak with Tyler, our instructor, last week. And for the month of March, he had seen 68 students already. And remember, he's traveling all over the county. It's a county-wide grant that we have. So he's going from Rangeley all the way down to Livermore, but he sees a lot of students in a month, which is great. Our CNA class will begin on April 1st and phlebotomy on April 6th. Both instructors are new to our program, but each has significant experience in the medical field and teaching, one having taught phlebotomy for nonprofit agencies and adult ed centers in the Lewiston-Auburn area. The other was previously a clinical instructor for the Maine College of Health Professionals. And lastly, our video shoot for adult ed went very well last month. One commercial will highlight the medical assisting program, and the other clip focuses on a particular student. She came to us, earned her high school credential, started a family, and now she's in our medical assisting program. And when the final cut is available, I'll share it with the board.
Questions for Robin? And that's phlebotomy, not lobotomy.
Did I say lobotomy? Wishful thinking for my own? No, I'm just kidding. All good.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Norma?
Hello. So I went to a 2-day Department of Education and Transportation Safety Conference a couple weeks ago. Learned a lot. It was probably one of the best conferences I've attended. The information was overwhelming and a lot to take in. Next Saturday, April 4th, we have 10 high school students signed up so far to go to the Women's Literacy Union House in Auburn for their annual free prom dress giveaway. We have 2 employees from the district that invited on their own time to take the girls to drive them down. And the local AMVETS Post 33 Ladies Auxiliary has offered to pay for each of the girls' lunches after they go get their dresses. And then we have 4 more permission slips that haven't been turned in yet, and so they have till noontime, April 1st, to do that, so we might even have 14 girls going. This morning, I attended the McKinney-Vento Regional Meeting in Lewiston. We spoke about a lot of different resources and funding issues, learned about some new information policies, and right now, our transportation totals as of this morning was McKinney-Vento students being transported from another town to and from school. There's a total of 10 students. We have 3 McKinney-Vento students whose parents get reimbursement. If we don't have staff to get them either in the morning or afternoon, sometimes both. The other school district is responsible for paying 50% of that transportation out of, I believe it's Title I. I get it confused. 5 special transportation vans with a total of 11 out-of-district students. 2 special transportation local vans with a total of 14 students within our district, and 3 special transportation buses with a total of 43 students. These buses include wheelchair accessibility and the Harris House students. That's all I got for you.
Questions for Norma? Oh, Michelle.
I'm currently trying to prom dress shop with one of mine. And
Have fun with that.
I wanted to thank you because there's a lot of effort that goes into, it's a special thing for the kids, and it's an expensive thing as well, just even in my own personal budget. And so being able to include kiddos and thinking of them and people taking time to sort of honor that special moment, it speaks volumes. They'll never forget that. So You have a lot on your plate, you guys do, but I wanted to say thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And I want to mention too, I get with Paula Killer with this every year. And I send her the information and she goes and introduces it to the high school. So I can't take all the credit. So thank you.
Thank you, Norma. Sharon?
Is that on? Yeah. Okay. So when I did some training here a couple weeks ago, the state had talked to me about becoming a CEP school, and that means Community Eligibility Provision. We are currently special provisions. And what that means is that if more than 25% of our students are on the direct cert list, we qualify. That number used to be at 50%, and they dropped it down to 25%. So the state is saying that we really should do this. The money would mostly come from the federal government instead of the state. And by doing this, we'll send out no applications, and our students will eat free for the next 4 years. So this is a good thing. Also, we decided to move forward with the cafeteria project here at the high school, new furniture and decor. This was already budgeted for in this year, so we have the money for it. And we've kind of held off just to make sure that we have the money, and we do, and we're going to move forward with that, so.
And just a reminder, that's no local money.
Yes.
That's paying for that. You want me to say it louder? No local money.
Questions for Sharon? Elaine?
I know that the changes that took place at the primary school, if you haven't been in the primary school to see the cafeteria, it's outstanding.
It's beautiful.
It's
It
beautiful.
is,
The
yes.
kids love it. It's so
Yes.
engaging. And the fact that our kids are going to get free food
I know.
for the next
I'm
4
very
years
excited,
is
yes.
just incredible
Yeah.
because people don't sometimes understand a kid with an empty belly. Just, it's not
I
going to
think
happen.
a lot of our
Learning's
kids,
not
yeah.
happening.
I think a lot of our kids would not be able to eat.
Yes.
This is a very good thing.
I
yes.
appreciate that. Thank
Yes,
you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Just to echo what Elaine was saying, the next 4 years, the free meals for the kids, that is amazing. It is such a huge help, especially in our community. The work you're doing is so critical to the learning experience. Kids, when they're sitting in the classroom, if their stomachs are empty, they're focused on that. They're not focused on what's on the board. They're not focused on their lessons. They're focused on, oh, I'm hungry right now.
I'm hungry, yeah.
So to have the next 4 years where they can get free meals is stellar.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And not only that, I don't know if anybody else saw on our website today, but we saw pictures of the meals, and these aren't just any meals. These are phenomenally done. Like, you deserve a kudos just on that meal alone. Add on top of that, it's not costing anybody anything to have these good, nutritious meals.
It looked beautiful.
It did.
And it tasted great.
I already said thank you, Sharon, but, you know, when you have a middle school kid, they don't talk very much. But when they do, when they talk about the new things that are happening at the middle school, which is a try it before you eat it, to make sure that they like it, I think that's a great philosophy. And Sharon and I talked about that a little bit, and just making sure that kids do like it and that they're not going hungry because they got something new. So I appreciate the fact that you're trying new things, but yet letting the kids try it before they take it, because that was brought home from an 8th grader, so it must be pretty important in the schools, and I thank you for that.
Yes, yes. That's one thing I discovered, that making new things, we think it's great, we know it tastes good, but if a student comes through, they don't want to try it, because if they try it and they don't like it, then they're hungry, they don't get another meal. Not that I wouldn't probably give them another meal, but, they think, well, if I don't like it, I'm not going to have anything to eat. So if we offer a sample, let them try it, gives them a chance to try something new instead of the regular chicken patty. So, yep.
I know it's hard breaking into a new system in the middle of the year, as you did. Have you found everybody with the staff and everything willing to help you out? And I know you've talked about the new recipes and everything. Is everything going along all that well and everything? Everybody trying to help you out? And
Everybody has been fantastic.
that's good to hear.
Yep,
Thank you, Sharon.
you're welcome.
Jenna?
Good evening. So Rob spoke about the staff exploring unified sports and programming, so I won't do that. And then Scott took my thunder about Mason. So Mason, I will just say to you that I am forever and always proud of you. You have worked so hard, and it has been so fun watching you grow. So last Friday, we attended a full day of training at UMF, which other people have also spoke about. I personally attended retaining and supporting our education workforce, collaborative safety planning, connection for prevention, and addressing fatigue in educators and caregivers. I learned a lot and hope to implement a few things next year. We definitely want to do some surveys about needs with our ed techs and our special ed teachers, squeeze in some time to go and cover classrooms for them so they can have a break and get some extra prep time and stuff like that. I do want to give a special shout out tonight to Joe Toner. He is the gym teacher at the elementary school, and he has, since he arrived in our district, consistently thought outside the box and ensured that all of our students are involved and don't miss out on activities due to circumstances beyond their control. So the effort he puts into making sure students with special needs have access to the same opportunities as their peers does not go unnoticed. And it is so fun to watch kiddos in wheelchairs play hockey and to do all of those other things. And we even have students who are learning how to play and learning how to do sports, so they have to be in a completely special education-based gym class. And he is teaching those kids those skills, but he's also pulling them out for other gym classes so they get used to being around their general ed peers. And to see a gym teacher do that, it's amazing. I honestly have nothing but good things to say about all of our gym teachers, for real, but tonight it's about Joe. So on to 504 numbers. There are 48 students at the high school with 504 plans. In February, there were 50. There are 0 referrals at the high school, but I do have one packet out right now. At the middle school, there were 24 students with 504 plans, and in February, there were 23. And there's currently 1 referral at the middle school out, 1 packet out. At the elementary school, there are currently 24 students with 504 plans. In February, there were 24. There's 0 referral packets out. There are 0 referrals in queue, but there is 1 coming in shortly from a parent. And as of today, there are 12 students at the primary school with 504 plans. In February, there were 12. And I currently have 1 in the referral process and 2 more packets coming in the near future. It is wild to me because in February we had 109 students, in March we had 108, but during that time I had 10 students move either in and out of district or move from an IEP to an IEP or move from an IEP to a 504, so it's just wild for me to look at that number knowing how much movement there really was. But that's where we're at.
Questions for Jenna? Thank you. Okay, I don't have anything other than I was part of the policy committee, which we are coming up on now. I will accept a motion regarding the first reading of policy BBA, board powers and responsibilities. Discussion.
I did. The only change in this policy would be the addition in the first paragraph of this policy that says the board shall have general charge of all public schools of this unit and shall exercise such other responsibilities specifically provided by law, Maine Department of Education regulations, and we've added and Maine School Board Association Handbook, specifically Section 2, roles, functions, and duties of school boards and school board members. It's an excellent read. It was presented to the committee. I would ask all of our board members or anybody running for school board to look it up online, free, Section 2. It really has a clear explanation more than the legalese of the actual law, and is really a great guide. So we've added that in. I appreciate the committee, and I hope you will pass that.
Any other questions? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. I will accept a motion for the first reading of policy EBBD, temperature standards for schools. Discussion.
Yeah, this is now law. State law, we have to have a policy on temperature standards in schools. I'll be honest, I kifed this from RSU9 because it already passed. Yeah, it gives you a range of temperatures that you're trying to hit. We still will have the temperature set at 70, which is what we're supposed to, but in some of these buildings, you could have the temperature set at 70, and this room over here is 67, and this room over here is 75. What it is you just have to come up with some mitigating ideas to help with that. If it's a little bit hot, then you have to be willing to open windows. If you have an air conditioner, use that air conditioner, etc. Or if your classroom is a little bit cold in the wintertime, we need to be flexible to allow the kids to wear sweaters or possibly a jacket during that time. So we're just following state law by putting these standards into the school.
Any other questions? Phoebe?
I think the key in this reading is between a minimum of 66 degrees and a maximum of 84 degrees on average. I think that average is going to really help with that because everybody knows that a room with lots of windows isn't going to have the same temperature as a room that has no windows. So I think that on average covers a lot of bases for us.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have our referendum meeting next Thursday, the 2nd, and the regular board meeting April 9th. The validation vote on the 28th of April. And with that, I will accept a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?